Quick video to talk about how you can fix the three biggest problems that amateurs have with their putting. And it's not an opinion, it's scientific research has proven these are the three big issues. I'm going to help you solve all three of them in this video. I'm going to recommend a product to you, but you'll love it or you'll come up with a way to replicate it at home on your own. Let's get started. So the three biggest problems, research says the three biggest problems that amateur golfers have when compared to the pros is number one, keeping the putter face square to the target line. We get it a little bit open or a little bit closed and we pull and push putts offline and we miss it. It'd be nice if there was a solution to that. Well, stick with me a minute, I got one for you. The second biggest problem that amateurs and pros have, and there's always this argument about, do you have a pendulum stroke or do you have a stroke that arcs a little bit? The fact is, it doesn't matter. Number one, you shouldn't try to have a pendulum stroke. You shouldn't try to have an arc stroke. You should try to do whatever works within your stroke to keep this square to that line at the point of impact with the ball. But here's what goes on. Because of the way that our bodies are made, there's naturally some rotation to the putter face. I can take my hands back straight, but the putter face still arcs and has some rotational angle. Big thing. The pros' rotational angle has been measured and it's 4 to 6 degrees. So the pros' rotational angle on their putter is a tiny bit like that. The average average 12 handicap golfer, if you want to be very specific, rotational angle on their putter is 20 degrees, like a windshield wiper, flapping back and forth. That's a big difference in rotational angle. What if you had a way to fix that? And then the third biggest difference in you and the pros, and the reason that your putting is weak, is you don't get the ball rotating consistently end over end. Your ball bounces or hops or skips and skids and it goes offline. And that has to do with angle of attack. If your putter head is coming down on the ball, you're going to pound it into the ground and it will hop and skid. If your putter face is coming up with too much loft or too much angle upwards into the ball is going to lift and fly and then hit the ground and bounce and skid, and all of that causes it to roll offline. The tour pros, they've managed to, and putter faces for the most part are lofted at 3 or 3.5 degrees, so this isn't 100% flat, it's lofted. Actually, my Honu is 100% flat, it's 0 degrees, but most putters you buy and use are 3 to 3.5 degrees of loft. That's why everybody does a forward press, where they have their hands a little bit forward. They're delofting the putter face. And then ideally, you're hitting ever so slightly up on the ball with a delofted face so that the ball comes up out of the little depression it's resting in and it gets rolling end over end and makes that smooth roll. So former PGA Tour professional, top 30 ranked PGA Tour pro, Brian Tennyson, who played with Ben Crenshaw and some of the great putters, spent years studying putting and angles and slow motion video and data, and he came up with a device called True Stroke Putting Track, he calls it. It's a pretty cool device. I'm going to show you it now and how it works, and let me be completely honest. This is a paid promotion in the fact I'm not being paid for this video, but if you buy one, Brian will give you a $20 off discount code and he pays me a small commission. So full disclosure on that, I'll have a link to it and the discount code in the video description. Let's look at the True Stroke Putting Track. So the True Stroke Putting Track is a rail, and the idea of this rail is to keep your putter face square during the stroke. The ball goes here and it's labeled inside there. Let me put this up where you can see that in the camera. impact line. So the ball goes at that impact line. Now what this teaches you to do, if you're one of those people who has a big arcing stroke, you can use one side of the rail, and all you want to do is make your big arcing stroke, but in this 5 inches behind the ball, and that's scientifically proven to be the place where you have to have the putter face square. In this 5 inches between the ball and impact, your stroke has to be square, straight up that line. And if you're a golfer who doesn't have a great big arcing stroke, then you can set up and use both sides. And by the way, it works for right or left-handers. So I'm going to set the second side here, and he has these nice little brackets that you can set. So that's the widest setting, and you use the other bracket to make the other end exactly the same. Line the ball up in there. And the idea is, on your backstroke and your through stroke, you don't hit the rail. You keep your putter face square and make a smooth stroke up the line. And you train yourself that way. So think about it. That takes off teaching you to keep the putter head square on the stroke, and through impact have the square putter head at the moment that you touch the ball. The other thing is that width adjustment is adjustable, so you can tighten it up to be just a putter head width apart, which is awesome. That will help you. That takes care of the over rotation problem, trains your stroke so you don't have to think about rotation or rotating the putter. Keeps your putter face square to the target line. Now the third piece, angle of attack. And this is adjustable for right or left-hander. Here's how it works. He's got this little 5 or 6 inch clip-on part hood, and it snaps in there. So now I can work on angle of attack, and no matter the length of the backstroke, I want the putter head to go above this mark and below that hood, so I have a perfect angle of attack hitting slightly up on the ball, just like the Tour pros. So it gives me a solution to all 3 of those major problems. Teaches me to keep the putter face square to the target line. Solves the problem of rotation during the putting stroke, and it makes sure that my angle of attack is proper. It's a big difference, and here's the thing. I don't have to, if I use this and train with that and just work on over and over and over again, making the stroke to where I'm keeping it within the track and not hitting any of the rails, keeping the putter face square and at the right level, guess what? When I get out on the course, I just do that same thing. I don't have to think about that. I can think about what's really important, which is the target, and I'll make a lot more putts. And we like to see you making more putts. So go to the website, check it out, give me your thoughts. If you buy one, that's great. I do make a small commission. That's not why I'm doing this. I feel like it's part of my responsibility to help you make more putts by going out and finding products that might work to help you with that. And in the meantime, here's to you doing just that, making more putts.